Commissioner Scar. Today is Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023, and we'll call this meeting to order at 8 a.m. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone to mute their phone. You can do this by pressing star 6. Please unmute yourself when called to speak. Again, pressing star 6. It is very important for all others to remain muted. Thank you. We will start off with the Board of Commissioners roll call. Commissioner Bell.
Good morning, I'm here.
Good morning. And I know that Commissioner Yamamoto is not with us this morning. He is at the OPAC, Oregon. No, that was the broadband one. He's at the ocean one today. I apologize. So he is at one of his state committees on ocean conditions. So he is not with us today. Okay, so we do not have Adventist Health Tillamook. Eric was unable to join us. So I will do as I typically do and give a short pause to ask if any of our Coastal Caucus members were able to join us this morning. Not hearing any, we will jump right on to the Tillamook County Community Health Center. Ed Colson.
Well, good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Tillamook County. Well, May is National Melanoma and Skin Cancer Detection and Prevention Month. Taking some time to check your skin every month could save your life. Skin cancer is the most common cancer in the United States and worldwide. It's important to do self-exams of your skin regularly. You can learn more by visiting our Facebook page at Tillamook CHC if you have any concerns. If you also have any questions, you can contact your primary care provider. To schedule a visit at our health center, please give us a call at 503-842-3900. With the federal COVID-19 public health emergency declaration ending, OHA and CDC will no longer be reporting county-level data. Instead, statewide percent test positivity will be used to monitor community transmission. Wastewater levels, variants, hospitalizations, death counts, ED visits, and vaccination trends will continue to be monitored and updated weekly. You can find a link to this information on our website, tillamookchc.org, under the COVID-19 Resources tab. We do have vaccines that remain available by appointment at many healthcare facilities and pharmacies in Tillamook County, including at our main health center location. Just as a reminder, if you are looking for a vaccine from the health department, we will be offering COVID vaccines by appointment on Tuesday and Thursday only. If you have questions on if you are eligible for another booster or not, please contact your primary care provider, or you can call our public health nurse who will guide you. For resources and support in finding a vaccine, please call us at the health department at 503-842-3940 or 211. There are COVID-19 home test kits still available at all county library branches, as well as in our main clinic off of 9th Street. And lastly, next Wednesday, May 31st, we are hosting a North County overdose prevention training, and that's going to be at the Rising Heart Studio in downtown Nehalem at 2 p.m. Staff from our harm reduction and syringe service program, alongside prime and peer counselors, will go over local overdose data, how to recognize an overdose, and how to respond. If you have any questions, please call Rachel Koleski at 503-842-3934. And that's our health department update. We'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Ed. All right, any questions for Ed? Not hearing any, we will move on to the Nehalem Bay Health Center and Pharmacy. Gail, are you with us this morning? Okay, I don't see her number, and I'm not hearing from her, so we'll just keep moving down the list. Tillamook Family Counseling Center. Frank, are you with us today?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners and all. Frank Hanna Williams, Director, Tillamook Family Counseling Center, Behavioral Health Services for Tillamook County residents, and also Developmental Disabilities Services for Tillamook County residents as well. If you have any questions about our Developmental Disabilities Program, our program for addictions and mental health, concerns related to any of our parenting services, and any of our and any concerns about appointments or any other information about the agency, you can reach us at 503-842-8201 or 1-800-962-2851. Just a little bit of a follow-up of what Ed had spoken about earlier. Some of our staff will be present at the event that's in the HILM, which provides some supports around with a harm reduction emphasis relating to overdose, and some of our Prime Plus peer staff will be present at that time. And I will take any questions if anyone has any right now.
Perfect. Any questions for Frank? Okay, thank you so much, Frank. We will go ahead and move on to the sheriff's office. Sheriff Brown.
Good morning, I am here. I just wanted to share a few stats. Also, it's a stark reminder, of the uptick in summer calls, and specifically, the calls that I want to talk about are the call types are motor vehicle accidents, recreational accidents, and of course water rescues. Excuse me. We see a lot of those types of calls come in, especially during the summer when traffic becomes more congested and we have more people enjoying the water activities that our community has to offer. So what I want to share is that in the month of April, there was a total of 32 motor vehicle accidents or recreational accidents for that month, and there was 4 water rescues that the sheriff's office responded to. The month of May, we are already at 25 motor vehicle accidents or recreational accidents, and we still have Memorial Weekend coming up. We already have more water rescues than we did in the month of April. We're at 5, again, with Memorial Weekend still to come. These are a stark reality of the community that we live in, and, a really good opportunity to remind everybody to be very, very careful. The water that we have around here, whether that's the bays, the rivers, or the ocean itself, pose certain dangers that we all have to be aware of and obviously be safe around. Watch our children, keep an eye on each other. Also on the driving, and again, I've said it before, and I am a broken record when it comes to this, but be patient when you're driving. Pay attention to your surroundings. Your destination is not going anywhere. It'd be better to get there safe a few minutes later than what you anticipated than it would be to not get there at all. That's the last place we want to see anybody is in any type of a crash. So please be careful. Please know that we're doing the best we can to respond to everything and try to help prevent things of those nature. But obviously they happen, and we just want everybody to be safe. With that, I can take any questions if needed.
Thank you, Sheriff. Any questions for the Sheriff? Okay, hearing none, thank you so much. And I want to amplify his message. This is a holiday weekend coming up. Be so careful out there. Stay alert when you're driving. Pay attention. Don't drive impaired. There's just a lot of things that we can all do to help make it safer out there. So thank you, Sheriff. Okay, moving on to emergency management. Randy Thorpe.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
Well, tomorrow will be our final meeting of the Natural Hazards Mitigation Plan Steering Committee. This meeting is to highlight all the changes that have been made to the 2017 plan and the results of the work of both the committee and the individual jurisdictions and districts that are participating with that plan. The thing about the plan is that it's the framework for all the participants to engage in hazard mitigation planning and also to receive that much needed disaster assistance non-emergency federal grants. So it is a very important plan to have in place, and hopefully after tomorrow's meeting that plan will get referred up to State Office of Emergency Management and then on to FEMA for final ratification and acceptance. And on Thursday will be our next meeting of the TC4 group. That's the Tillamook County Citizens Corps Council. And again, Bay City is graciously hosting that meeting, and it is made up of representatives from the volunteer preparedness groups within the county. And first meeting was great, and I'm looking forward to this meeting on Thursday and being able to get those groups together to share ideas and concerns and share their successes and plans in the future. So with that, I will yield the floor back to Commissioner Scar.
Thank you so much, Randy. Any questions for Randy? Okay, not hearing any. I'm going to call an audible here because I see Nick Torres on with us, and I know that there is, he's got some events coming up this weekend. And Nick, are you able to give us a quick rundown? I think that a lot of the community would be interested to know.
Yes, Commissioner Scar. So the Vietnam Traveling Wall, they will be coming into town at 9 a.m. on Friday the 26th, and they'll be there from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. The local American Legion and local VFW will having their poppy donations at Fred Meyer from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. Friday through Monday this weekend. And lastly, there's going to be a Memorial Day ceremony at Sunset Heights at 11 a.m. That is going to be hosted by the First Christian Church.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that update. Does anybody have any questions for Nick? I think that the traveling wall that's going to be here is such an amazing opportunity for us all to spend a little time on this Memorial Day weekend reflecting. So I just invite everyone to make time to get down to the Second Street Plaza and really appreciate what's traveling through our community and how it can help us reflect. So thank you, Nick, for bringing that and for your comments this morning.
You're welcome, Commissioner.
All right, thank you. I had hoped to have Tassie give us a quick update on the election, and I know she had something this morning, so I'm just going to keep an eye out for her, and we'll jump back in and let her speak a little bit when she gets here. I know she had another meeting, and we are moving very fast this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and move to the Board of Commissioners. Commissioner Bell.
Good morning. Well, I want to thank you for inviting Nick to talk about the Vietnam Veterans War Memorial this weekend. I am looking forward to seeing that, and I'm really pleased that it's coming, that it's traveling to Tillamook. And I don't remember it having been here before. I suspect this is the first time, and it's worth noting that it'll be here Friday and Saturday rather than Saturday and Sunday. And I plan to go on Friday, and I look forward to seeing it and having that experience. As most of us who are listening probably also do know people who served in that war and maybe died in the war or came back affected from the war, and it really changed a lot of people's lives. And so it's I think it's the perfect thing to do to acknowledge Memorial Day, is to remember people. And so thanks for that reminder, Commissioner Scar. And I'd also like to comment on what the sheriff was saying about safe driving. I appreciate that reminder. And it's not only for our visitors. Not only do we hope that our visitors will be safe as they're driving over Highway 6, etc., on 101, but it's also a good reminder for us, because speaking for myself, I find that I feel impatient driving this time of year because I drive on the Miami Foley, and this time of year RVs get on the Miami Foley, and out-of-state drivers, Google Maps tells them Miami Foley is the most expeditious route, which it is typically if they're not on it. So, I'm just reminding my neighbors that we also have to be patient this time of year with all of our visitors, and patient with farm implements. I've been behind some lines of traffic following farm equipment, and which I don't get impatient with farm equipment because I understand that they're working and they're local. But it's just interesting to me to observe my own reactions, that I get impatient with visitors who are measurably slowing down my travel, and I have to take some deep breaths and think about it. And what really helps me the most is to plan ahead and leave early. Just understand that in these months, it might take me 10 minutes longer. It might take me 15 minutes longer, and that's how it is. And I just need to account for it, plan for it, account for it, leave earlier, and breathe. You know, I remind myself this as I'm driving. Just breathe, do some deep breathing, listen to some books on on audio. So I think it's a deal for most of us that our lives change as the visitors drive, and there are all kinds of. I don't resent visitors, except for when they're driving in front of me really slowly. So you know, it's just something we have to live with, deal with living here. And the most important thing is safety. Our safety, their safety, the safety of other people on the road. So when I see somebody passing unsafely, and I can tell that they're just furious, so they're passing unsafely, it's a cringy moment, you know, because there's so much at stake. And the sheriff spoke to it. It's life and death. There's so much at stake. So I hope everybody can just breathe deeply and leave earlier and be patient through this driving season. I hope Cassie will join us to talk about the election. During this meeting last week, it was election day, so we're a week out. The unofficial results are up on the clerk's website. The clerk has 27 days from the election to certify the election, so those are not the final results. And there are a couple of very interesting races to follow there. One race in South County for the Nestucca Valley School District is one vote apart. That happens here every so often, that things are one vote apart. So that race is not determined and will likely be determined by mail-in ballots, but that it really speaks to the point that every single vote counts, especially presumably in every election, but in local elections, every single vote counts, and yours could be the deciding vote. So I thank everyone who voted. I encourage people to vote in every election, in the next election and in every election. And we did a little bit better in terms of turnout in this election than in the previous special districts election by a couple of percentage points. So I'm just really grateful to everyone who got involved and voted. And please just remember that your vote counts. Every single vote counts. And I want to wrap up by thanking Roger Cooper from Berkshire Hathaway in Garibaldi. This weekend, Roger is the owner of the new food cart pod in Garibaldi that's called Under the Big G. And if you've driven through Garibaldi, you've seen it. It's on the east side of 101, Under the Big G. And there are maybe six food carts there, and they had a grand opening this Saturday, and they dedicated the grand opening to Tides of Change. And I'm on the board for Tides of Change. Tides of Change is the previously Tillamook County Women's Resource Center. And so they had each vendor who sold a meal donated something to Tides of Change, and we sold raffle tickets for Tides of Change. Roger Cooper purchased or secured raffle prizes for the raffle, and people got a raffle ticket when they bought a meal, and they bought additional raffle tickets, and Roger doubled whatever we raised, and I don't have the final number yet. Roger doubled it for Tides of Change, because the Tides of Change 40th anniversary this year, 40 years of providing service in Tillamook County, and so we're doing fundraisers this year for the 40th anniversary, and it was just very, very generous of Roger to make the opening day a fundraiser for Tides of Change. I'm deeply grateful. I got to be there for the event, and Nancy Consolini, who's another board member, she and I were there for the event, and it was wonderful. People were friendly and kind and generous, and people bought a lot of raffle tickets and made donations and came and talked to us about services, and we get to interact with people and children, and you know, it was very windy. we lost our tent. Our tent flipped over backwards and got stuck on a street sign, and some people came and helped us. You know, it was one of those events where I just fell in love with our community all over again. Like everything about it, perhaps except for the wind, was great. The food was great, the people were great, the owner was great, the vendors were great. It was just everything about it was great, and I think we do that so beautifully in Tillamook County, to lift each other up and support each other. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who's involved, and thank you to everyone who's working on good things in our community, because there are a lot of people doing that. So I'm going to end on that high note. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Bell. I do see that Tassie has been able to join us. Tassie, would you like to share a little bit of information about the special election?
Good morning. Yes, thank you so much for the time today, and thanks, Mary Faith, for mentioning those few things. As of the 18th, anything that we could count, we had counted, which was a turnout of 35.95%. Those results are on our website. And as we move through the process, we have folks who, if they didn't sign their envelope or their signature doesn't match, they have till June 6th to take care of that with our office. Also, postmarks count now, so we have to wait. Today's the last day that those can come in to our office, as well as people can turn their ballots in anywhere in the state. So other county clerks, those we forward to each other in trackable mail. And so when everyone wants to know why we don't have results finalized yet, that's because we don't have all the ballots in our possession yet. So as of June 6th, we will have those ballots that we will process all together. We'll have our boards come in. We're going to run them through the ballot machine on June 8th. And then we will have better numbers of what we're really looking at. We have till June 12th to certify. We do have 16 races. As much as there's a lot of contested races, this election that was made everybody a little bit more interested in this election, even though every single election is important and every single vote does count. There are 16 races that we have to go through, and as nobody had filed, we have to figure out who the write-in folks are for those positions, confirm that they're eligible for the positions, and certify the results to all of the districts and the election by June 12th. One of the reasons that people get upset with us that we don't have some of those things, the final results yet, it's because of those items that I just mentioned. And also, I try to, as much as possible, run ballots in batches as big as I can, because when you get down to the smaller amounts that we receive, like at this point now, keeping those together might help keep a voter's ballot confidential. When you do the smaller batches, it's maybe easier to see how one person voted, and in some of these closer races, that could get someone, if people figured out how they voted, get someone upset with someone on how they voted. And it's supposed to be a secret ballot, and so I'm trying to protect the voters' vote as much as I possibly can by counting all those ballots on June 8th altogether. We do have the race, as Mary Faith mentioned. One of them is with the Nestucca School, 1 vote difference. So by law, if it's 1/5 of 1% difference, there's a statute that says we have to do an automatic recount. When we have those, I always like to confirm those ballots and the numbers are correct. So I always do that. I've been doing that for years, because that just, it just makes it to where we know that the numbers are exactly correct. Now, the reason we do, there's a lot of mis and disinformation out there in the world, and we do have the ballot machine that counts the ballots, and we test it every election. We mark a ballot for every ballot style that there is available, and we mark it, test it several times during the election to make sure that the ballot machine is counting correctly. It is not connected to the internet in any fashion. We're the only ones who have access to that. So when I test it myself and my staff with me, or we have public certification tests where people can come watch that. Over all the years, we've had several people come and they didn't realize how that works, come and ask questions. And, don't believe everything you hear out in the world. If you have questions, you are more than welcome to call me at any time. The number to the office is 503-842-3402, or you can email me at toneill@co.tillamook.or.us, or our generic email in our office is clerk@co.tillamook.or.us. And so when I say, don't believe everything you say, there is always mis and disinformation in the world on many subjects. So if you were to go to Facebook and read something, not everything on Facebook is true. So if you have a concern about the election process within the state of Oregon, you are more than welcome to call me at any time. I am happy to take those calls or emails, because if you are concerned about something, I'm concerned, you're concerned. And it's better for you to ask the questions and get the answers to what the process and the statutes and the laws there are in Oregon. Now, you might not agree with all of the statutes in the state of Oregon, as maybe I don't either. But those are the ones I get to follow, and I don't break the law, and I follow those laws. So we will see soon, what the certification of this election is. And as always, they are very interesting and all very important. So I look forward to certifying this election and moving forward to get the district candidates in their positions and move forward. So, and if there's any questions at this time, I'm also happy to answer them now.
Thank you, Tassie. Appreciate that. Are there any questions for Tassie? Okay, so I just thank you for being here this morning, Tassie. I just want to echo her comments that if you have concerns about the voting process in Oregon, it is an amazing opportunity to be able to reach out to somebody right here in your county, someone who has served as our elected clerk for how many years, Tassie?
I was first elected in 2000. I've been in the office this August would be 33 years.
So 33 years in our elections office. And I think that that's a wealth of knowledge and information that is available to you right here in your home county. I think sometimes when these conversations become national in nature, it's very easy to somehow disconnect and forget that this actually is a local process, and it is managed and handled and kept safe by your own local official and your own local staff. So if you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to our clerk's office. They are exceptionally skilled and keeping your election process safe and accurate. So thank you, Tassie, for the information. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Erin, and I appreciate the time this morning.
Absolutely. Okay, moving on. I think I am the next commissioner up, since we don't have Commissioner Yamamoto this morning, and I will just make a couple of comments. I had the opportunity to go to the Salmonberry Trail Intergovernmental Agency meeting last week. Many of you have heard me talk about the Salmonberry Trail repeatedly, as you had heard Commissioner Bartlein talk about it before me. And we're at a really exciting time where the trail is really beginning to move forward. We have waited a long time for this. This is a railway that the property and the easement of the railway was rail banked, meaning that at any time in the future it could become a railroad again, but in the meantime it will be a trail. And we are really starting to move forward with creating the structure that will build that trail. So Salmonberry Trail Intergovernmental Agency is just that. It is the Parks Department, Forestry Department, the County of Tillamook, Washington County serves on that. Obviously, Port of Tillamook Bay, as the holder of that railway, serves on that. And that group really sets policy for how will we get the trail built. But there was a need to have a fundraising body and a trail building body, and that was organized in 2019 as the Salmonberry Trail Foundation. And that foundation has been getting its feet underneath it. It has been forming. It is now has a staffing level with a director, a fundraiser. They're working on hiring someone who will be that engineering trail builder. So they are really building capacity to get ready to get this thing going. And as they are doing that, they are clearing the trail as it currently exists. So there are opportunities to volunteer if you're interested in getting involved with the Salmonberry Trail. They are preparing. There's a couple of grants that have been written. They are preparing additional grants to be written. They are looking at beginning the process of pulling out rails and ties so that we would be able to create a soft walking path quickly. So there's a lot of progress being made on the Salmonberry. So if you are someone who's interested in that work, you would like to get involved, you'd like to be a part of perhaps a brush clearing day or that type of thing as a volunteer, please reach out. You can go to the Salmonberry Trail Foundation website and you will be able to get the email or the phone number there for who you reach out to at the foundation. There are a couple of different people that are coordinating volunteer groups. You can also reach out to me directly and I can connect you if you would like that. But we really are excited that this trail system will become a reality, I believe, in our foreseeable future and our lifetimes, which Commissioner Bartline always said he just wanted to walk on it before he died. So I think we're going to get there for Bill. But if you're interested in becoming a volunteer or just learning more, please don't hesitate to reach out, either again through the Salmonberry Trail Foundation website, or you can reach directly out to me. So that's exciting. I wanted to share a little bit about the broadband community meeting that I attended last night. It is a road show that Business Oregon is doing to travel around the state and to hear from different communities about their experience of broadband. The goal of this is for them to create a grant application for the federal government that will get the money to Oregon to begin to flesh out our system of broadband. It's really important that we are involved in this because they're really looking to prioritize these funds in communities that do not have adequate service. And the only way that they're going to know that you do not have adequate service at your home is if you tell them. We did a lot of work a couple of years ago where we had people doing speed tests and we, tried to figure out where the unserved areas of our community were. And we have some pretty good data, but the FCC, Federal Communications Commission, has created a map, and that map will guide the funding distribution. So it's really important, if you do not feel that you have adequate internet at your home, or even if you think that you do, but you're not sure if you're on the map, you need to go to the map, you need to search your address, and there is an opportunity, if you disagree with the information that's there, there's an opportunity for you to put a challenge on your address, and they will come back and take a look. And so, for instance, if you are one of the folks who has extremely unreliable or extremely slow internet at your home, you definitely want to check your address and see if they have marked it as served. Because if they have, you will want to challenge that so the map gets corrected so that you can be in a priority location to receive service. And they are looking at both fixed broadband and mobile broadband, which gives you a chance to tell them about your Spectrum service, perhaps, if you get that get that as a router and a Wi-Fi, or to challenge your cell phone service. Because I know many of our communities don't have cell phone service that's reliable, but I'm looking at the map and I'm seeing addresses marked served. So there's a lot of concern, but unfortunately, it has to be challenged address by address. So I'm inviting people and encouraging people to just take a few minutes out of your day, go to the FCC National Broadband Map, which you can just search that, FCC National Broadband Map, check your address. If you disagree with what they say about whether you are served or not served, on the right-hand side of that web page is a place to input your challenge. So please go forth and do that. The other thing you can do is for the Business Oregon survey itself, there is a survey for feedback where you can tell them that in addition to challenging the broadband map, you can tell them what your experience is. It may be that in the evening, your service slows down significantly because you're on a cable modem and everybody around you is also using it at the same time. So it is, you are served, but maybe marginally so. These are the kinds of things that they need to know. And if you search Business Oregon broadband, you should find their webpage, which has a link for that survey. Additionally, you can reach out to me if you're not finding it. So important stuff if we want to be prioritized to receive some funding so we can get broadband to every home in Tillamook County. We're going to need that money, and to get that money, we need to prove our need. Okay, so that's broadband. Just a heads up for everyone who has been watching and participating in the short-term rental advisory committee process. I know that it's been going for about 16 months and we've talked about it a lot. I just want to give everyone a heads up that the first public hearing for the short-term rental ordinance will be on Tuesday, the 30th. It will be in the evening from 5:30 to 8 p.m. It will be held at the Port of Tillamook Bay, 4000 Blint Boulevard. There will be an opportunity for public comment. We also invite people to provide written public comment if they've not yet done so, as we don't know how many people will arrive, and we may or may not get through all public comment in the time provided. So we invite you to provide written public comment in the event that we may run out of time. This is the first of 2 public hearings. The second public hearing will be on June the 13th, also from 5:30 to 8 in the evening, also at the Port of Tillamook Bay. So just so that everybody knows, that's coming up. Okay, and I'm going to take just a quick minute to give a shout out to the Tillamook High School track team, because this week, Friday and Saturday, will be the state track meet. And we have 7 athletes who have qualified to go and compete at Hayward Field down in Eugene. So a shout out to our track team for doing a great job, and we'll look forward to hearing about their successes following the state track meet. Okay, with that, I will go ahead and wrap up my report, and I'm going to pass it on. We do not have Manzanita with us today, so our next city that is on the call is Rockaway Beach. Mayor McNeely.
Good morning, Tillamook County.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
I can.
It always takes. There's always a pause as you hit the *6 to get yourself unmuted. Sorry about that.
No worries. Yes.
Anyway, again, glad to be here. Just one quick staffing announcement. I'm excited to announce that Mitch Leipzig has accepted an offer to join our Public Works Department as a plant operator 2 beginning May 30th. Mitch will inspect, maintain, and operate our city's water and wastewater treatment plants and pumping stations. Mitch earned a bachelor's degree at OSU and brings with him a stellar background, such as Class A commercial driver's license, Grade 2 wastewater collection cert, Grade 1 wastewater treatment cert, Grade 1 water distribution cert, and then a whole bunch of initials that have little meaning to me, like NASCO, PACP, and MACP, and LACP, and I'm sure people in the biz know that those are really good things to have. Anyways, we're thrilled to have Mitch join us. With that, back to you, Commissioner.
All right, thank you. You guys are building quite a team in Rockaway. We'll be very excited to see the ongoing work of your city.
Thank you. It's a good time to be mayor of Rockaway Beach.
There you go. All right. So I did not see Tim Hall from Garibaldi, but I'm going to shout it out just in case he's coming in on a different phone number. Okay, not here in Garibaldi. How about Bay City? Do we have Mayor McCall this morning? Okay, we do not. Again, it's always a little tricky. Sometimes people call in on a different number. Okay, moving on to the city of Tillamook. City Manager Nathan George.
Good morning, Commissioner. Can you hear me okay?
Good morning, we can.
Wonderful, thank you. Yes, I wanted to give a brief update. We had several meetings last night. We had both of our budget committee meetings, both the Tillamook Urban Renewal Agency and our city municipal budget, and both committees recommended the budgets that were prepared to their respective boards, to the TURA agency and to the city council. So I wanted to thank everybody who participated on those boards, both those who are appointed or elected on those boards, as well as the community at large, people that helped out. We really appreciate it. Especially wanted to thank our finance director, Jamie Christensen, who put in a tremendous amount of effort and work to prepare and present both budgets. In our Public Works Department, our Water Distribution Division is finishing up a repair on the water leak south of town. Our Streets Division is sweeping primarily west of town near the YMCA on Still Avenue and downtown. And our Streets Division is also working on painting yellow curbs this week, as well as cleaning the bioswales located along Main Street and Avenue and Pacific Avenue. Wanted to mention one of the things we've been working a lot on our Public Works Department with efficiency and effectiveness, identified many areas, and one of the things that they're doing now is when they do the street sweeping, they actually go through the operators doing the street sweeping or take inventory of our streets at the same time, and then they were able to strategically plan when they repair potholes and other problems of the streets and go back and fix those on a schedule rather than just sporadically. So we're finding a lot of efficiencies and effectiveness, and we hope that people are noticing that. For inquiries and maintenance requests within the City of Tillamook, please email our Public Works Department at publicworks@tillamookor.gov. And inquiries are addressed in the order they are received. Our Public Works operates Monday through Thursday, 6:30 to 5. And fun fact, did you know it takes about 6,800 gallons of water to grow a day's worth of food for a family of 4? So water is important. In the police department, Lieutenant Troxel attended the Mornings on Main. This is a well-attended event of coffee and conversations. The city thanks the Tillamook Greater Area Chamber of Commerce for hosting this. Our Tillamook police officers remain busy engaging with our homeless population to ensure they're safe and have a safe environment to sit and rest. And School Resource Officer Olson is keeping busy with year-end of events to include planning for the Tillamook High School graduation coming up on Friday, June 2nd. More information will be coming on this in the future. And the police department finished up quarterly two firearms training, for all police officers. All officers have received the best up-to-date information and training in regards to all of our firearm systems, to include entry in the buildings and rooms and to safely search and encounter a deadly threat. So one of the things that we're very proud of is that the Tillamook Police Department is only one of 2 agencies in the state that we know of, which is the other one is NISA, that actually has the ballistic shields and are trained and have the handling tools to go in and open buildings and doors in case of an event. So if there were, for example, a school shooting or any other kind of event, the officers can go in immediately. They arrive, boom, they get right in, and they can go right in and take control of the situation and save lives rather than standing around and waiting for things. So they can just go right in, because we keep all ballistic shields and the tools right in their cars, and as soon as they respond, they can just go right in and help out, take control of the situation. Our Tillamook Police Department has had their 2 quarterly department meetings, Quarter 2 department meeting and pursuit review training. And we want to say thank you to our Reserve Officer Michael Hanready for covering all emergency calls for service. And also thank you to our other law enforcement partners with the Oregon State Police and Tillamook County Sheriff's Office for covering our Reserve Officer Hanready on emergency calls during that meeting. The Tillamook Planning Commission and the city's Budget Committee each have a vacancy. Obviously the Budget Committee is for next year. If you're interested in serving on any of these boards, please contact our city or apply online at tillamookor.gov. A reminder, as I always say, if you see something, say something by calling 911 if it's an emergency, or dispatch if it's non-emergency. And it's really imperative that our residents call dispatch. They need to file a report with an officer, so the incident gets logged into the 911 system and recorded. And the next public meeting will be the regular council meeting on Monday, June 5th, 2023 at 7 p.m. The agenda is always posted online on Thursday, late afternoon before the meeting, as well as at the main entrance to City Hall. We're required to have it done by Friday, but we typically have it done on Thursday since we're not open Friday. We encourage anyone and everyone that would like to attend to either be there in person or attend online, and those desiring to attend online can find the information on the city's website or call the city for assistance. And that's all I have today, Commissioner. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nathan. Appreciate the information. Okay, typically we would go to South County at this point, but I don't see Doug, and I believe he is in the process of driving north to the Tillamook Lightwave meeting, which I didn't talk about, but today is the Tillamook Lightwave Budget Committee meeting at 9:30 at PUD, and our regular monthly meeting will be at 10:30. So please feel free to join us if you are interested in the workings of Tillamook Lightwave. Okay, with that, then we will wrap up this call by thanking KTIL for broadcasting, everyone for attending. Go out there and have a great day. We are adjourned at 8:44 a.m.